Hello guys, hello, how are you? Good afternoon. So today, if you couldn't be with us in the class, don't worry. Here you have the video with the activities we did during the class, right? So watch the video, send me your homework, and we're gonna be cool, right? Now let's speak today, May 25th, 2021. Hello there, welcome, and let's begin. Today we started out working, guys, with the think tank section. Go to think tank section. We work with page 171, 172, so please go there. You are going to see this, risks versus rewards, right? Riesgos contra los beneficios que obtengo de arriesgarme ante cualquier situación, right? So risks versus rewards. What are those risks? ¿No? ¿Cuáles son esos riesgos entonces? Read it, risk versus rewards, right? Read this, try this. Fíjate, ya leíste, ya sabes cuáles son los riesgos y si valen la recompensa, right? Vamos a leer esto. Nancy likes to sing, but has never sung in front of people. She signs up to sing a song in the school talent show. What are her risks and rewards for singing in the school talent show? Ok, fíjate, Nancy le gusta cantar, claro que sí, pero ella nunca canta enfrente de gente. Ella se inscribe a cantar una canción en el show de talentos de la escuela. ¿Cuáles son sus riesgos y recompensas por cantar en el show de talentos, perdón? So, risks, ¿cuáles son los riesgos? Rewards, ¿cuáles son las recompensas que ella obtiene? Puede ser más de uno, claramente, right? Entonces, risks and rewards. There you go. Now, let's continue on the next page. Look, the chart shows the prices for the items at the school there. Entonces, Mark needs to buy 6 pencils and 2 notebooks. Mark's mom gives him $10. She tells him to spend it on the supplies he needs. Mark decides to use $3 to buy candy on the way to school. Will he be able to afford his supplies when he gets to school? Look at this. Mark necesita comprar 6 lápices y 2 cuadernos. Vemos acá. Item, 2 pencils, price $150. Item, 1 notebook, price $225. Right? Entonces aquí están los precios para que no te confundas. Él necesita 6 lápices y 2 cuadernos. Right? Ahora, Mark moms give him $10. Su mamá le da $10. Le dice que se lo gaste en lo que necesita de material. Mark decides to use $3 and buy candy. Entonces Mark no hizo caso y usó $3 para comprarse dulces en el camino a la escuela. ¿Le alcanzará para comprar lo que necesita para la escuela? Vamos a empezar. Understand. With a partner, list the steps you will use to solve the problem. ¿Te acuerdas del problema? Aquí vas a poner los pasos que tú utilizarías para contestar este problema. ¿Qué pasos harías? Primero sumaría, luego restar, ¿ok? Tú decides. Y acá, use the space below to solve the problem with numbers and operations, right? Aquí escribes con números y operaciones. Acá me vas a explicar los pasos. Acá lo haces, pero con números. And now here, circle the answer. Mark does or doesn't have enough money to buy his supplies. ¿Tiene o no tiene el dinero suficiente para comprar lo que ocupa? Right? And that's it. We finish with this section. Think tank. After these, guys, we went to the reading activity. Vocabulary, pages 28 to 31. Vayan ahí. Van a ver ahí una historia de Tomb Raiders. Vamos a ver qué le pasa a los que roban las tumbas de los faraones antiguos. Acuérdense que antes se enterraban con todo el oro y todo, right? So, activate your brain. Look at this. What is a tomb? ¿Qué es una tumba? Dime. What kind of things do you think a pharaoh, an ancient Egyptian king, might put in a tomb? Entonces, ¿qué cosas crees que un faraón, el faraón es un rey egipcio antiguo, pudiera guardar en su tumba? Aparte de él, obvio, pero ¿qué más crees que se llevaría? How do you think he will protect his tomb after he was buried inside of it? ¿Cómo crees tú que él la va a proteger después de que ya fue enterrado? O sea, ya él lleva a estar muerto, obviamente. ¿Cómo crees tú que la protegían? Right? So, let's go ahead and listen carefully to the story, then follow your teacher's instructions to read it again. Les voy a ponerles el audio que les va a contar la historia, right? Sigan el audio, léanlo, por favor, y encierren palabras nuevas. Pay attention.
Curse of the Ancient Tomb.
The year was 610 BCE. The great pharaoh Anasis II was preparing himself for the afterlife. He believed he needed to place everything he owned inside of his tomb so he could enjoy it after his death. Anasis had insisted his tomb be grander than any pharaohs before him. Every inch of the tomb was covered in gold and diamonds. His sarcophagus was built of pure gold and lined with silk, a luxurious coffin fit for the pharaoh. The tomb was a treasure trove of all the finest fabrics and artwork. He even had his pets mummified so they can join him in the afterlife. Anasis was obsessed with his tomb and invested most of the nation's money into building it. Just before he died, Anasis placed a curse upon his tomb. May he who dares to trespass here spend his numbered days in fear. For hundreds of years after his death, no one even considered looking for the tomb because they knew the curse was a serious threat. Other tombs were found, and other curses came true, but Anasis rested happily, undisturbed in his tomb. Flash forward to the present year. Lapis and her brother Seb were expert tomb raiders. They had successfully stolen from dozens of tombs and had made millions of Egyptian pounds. But they were greedy for more. They had heard the legend of Anasis and spent years researching the construction of the tomb until they found his very resting spot. Even though they had been warned that it was protected by the most powerful curse of any pharaoh, they entered anyway. It was filled with more riches than they could have imagined, and they wanted them all. They snapped pictures of the curse etched in the tomb in hieroglyphics. They laughed at the idea of an ancient curse as they filled their bags with diamonds and artifacts. That night, as they were falling asleep, they heard a noise. Lapis got up to see what it was and screamed in horror. The ground was covered in thousands of beetles. They were moving together, flowing like the Nile. The beetles descended her walls and crawled across her bed. She tried to bat them away, but they crawled on her for hours before simply disappearing all at once. The next night, Lapis and Seb were on edge. They stayed up late, trying to avoid another incident, but soon they heard a noise again. This time, it was louder than just scratching feet. It was a growl. Three growls, in fact. A dog came bounding through the door and ran straight for them. This was no ordinary dog. It had 3 heads, each with a mouth full of sharp teeth. The dog, who they knew from Greek myths as Cerberus, was snarling at them hungrily, jumping dangerously close to them. This lasted for hours until he finally vanished, just as quickly as he had entered. This torture continued, night after night. Lapis and Seb couldn't sleep in fear of what would appear next. Anasis's curse rang through their minds. May he who dares to trespass here spend his numbered days in fear. They tried to return all the items to the tomb, but it was no use. The curse had come true, and there was no turning back.
Look at this, the activity. What does the Anasis curse mean? What happened on the second night of the curse, right? Now, I don't know what happened Now these guys, answer these, please, right? There you go. And we finish with this activity. Yes, sir. Thank you for coming and watching the video, guys. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. I hope I can see you tomorrow, right? I hope to see you tomorrow. And there you go. Thank you.